Prices rising at the pump, but it's not just gasoline that's getting more expensive.
You know, these prices, they're hurting everyone.
The rising price of diesel is driving up the price of just about everything.
'Tis the season. It's pothole time on Denver roads.
I didn't want it to happen to me, and I certainly don't want it to happen to anyone else.
You can ask the city to cover pothole damage to your car, but will they pay?
Plus, a lawsuit just filed blames Xcel for the Marshall fire.
A bid to soften the pinch at the pump. Today, President Biden announced the U.S. will release 1 million barrels of oil per day for 6 months from the strategic reserve. And for some context here, the U.S. consumes just under 20 million barrels per day.
And you know from personal experience, gasoline prices have shot up in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now here in Colorado, AAA says the average price for a gallon of regular is coming in at $3.99, and that is 62 cents higher than a month ago.
Now the price of diesel growing even faster. Right now, a gallon of diesel averages $4.89. That is $1.26 more than this time last month. And higher prices at the pump can mean some bad news for businesses that rely on diesel fuel.
And you can bet those costs are being handed down to all of us. Denver 7 CB Cotton explains what this could mean for Colorado industry struggling to keep up.
For Jason Emery, a life behind the wheel is one to be admired.
It's an amazing industry for the right individuals, but it's not for everyone.
As CEO of Xcel Driver Services in Henderson, Emery watches people earn their commercial driver's license and graduate to the big rig. He also watches the challenges. Right now, the cost of diesel tops the list.
If you look at comparative prices from about this time last year to today, you're an increase of well over $2 a gallon. We've been forced to increase in the range of 10 to 20%. We're doing everything we can to not have to increase that price again.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, this week, the national average for diesel fuel is at a little more than $5.
It's just going to further increase the cost of goods being delivered and being sold.
Truckers are not the only ones dealing with this. It's here where Colorado farmers tell us the cost of production is getting pricey.
I can try to minimize the cost on fertilizer and chemicals. We try different things. Fuel, not a lot we can do about.
Harry Strohauer grows potatoes, onions, corn, and wheat at his farm in LaSalle. His combines and tractors all use diesel fuel. Strohauer says his costly fuel has already led to a costly product.
We're seeing it in every commodity that we grow right now.
The FAO Food Price Index, which measures monthly changes in international food prices for things like meat, dairy, cereal, vegetables, and sugar, is now the highest it's been since 2011.
The prices are going up. They have to, or we won't stay in business.
From the farm to the asphalt, both men say diesel is impacting their bottom dollar, and they say it's going to impact ours too.
In a competitive environment, you know, these prices, they're hurting everyone.
CB Cotton, Denver 7.
And rising fuel prices coming at an already expensive time of year for drivers. These warming temps and the melting snow create potholes.
And potholes cost drivers big bucks each year. AAA says car owners in 2021 spent $26.5 billion fixing their cars after hitting potholes. The average cost of repair came in at almost $600. Now here in Denver, drivers can ask the city to pick up the tab for damage caused by potholes on city streets.
But as Denver 7's Rob Harris learned, the city rarely approves those claims.
Kenneth Thompson staring down the possibility of a $1,000 insurance bill that he wasn't planning on, all because of this.
I was coming around to wash my car, came from that direction, and was doing no more than 5 miles an hour. The next thing I heard was this boom! The clips on the front of the bumper, the grill were all broken.
He made a lot of calls to the businesses around the pothole, to the city of Denver. He says all have told him because of where it's located, it's someone else's problem and he's on his own.
I'm just looking for help. I didn't want it to happen to me, and I certainly don't want it to happen to anyone else.
Thompson has company. Most claims against the city for potholes last year were denied. We filed an open records request with the city and found that between March and June of 2021, 63 claims against the city were filed due to potholes. Of those 63, only 7 resulted in a payout from the city.
So we have a lot of crews out there really trying to find potholes.
Kristen Bronson is an attorney with the city of Denver. She said there are 2 main reasons a claim is denied. The first is if the pothole is on a road that the city isn't actually responsible for.
Some people may think that an area is subject to city responsibility, but in fact it's a private road or a private parking lot or something like that.
The second reason a pothole claim would be denied by the city is if it hasn't had enough time to come out and fix the problem from when it was called in. Now, the question is, what's a reasonable amount of time for the city? And Bronson says that all depends.
You know, some of it will depend on maybe the severity of the pothole, how complicated it is to repair it, how much time has elapsed.
The general takeaway as we all head into pothole season is just to have each other's backs and call and report in the potholes we see on the streets to the city. The ideal situation is they come out and fix it before they cause any major issues for our cars. But shy of that, your report of the pothole on the street could help someone else if they're trying to claim damage with the city.
You know, it's then on us to go out and try to, within a reasonable time, repair it.
For Denver 7, I'm Rob Harris.
All right, you can report a pothole to the city online, or you can call 311. Now, if you want to claim damages with the city from a pothole, the city attorney says take a photo of the pothole, take a photo of the damage. That's helpful. You can file your claim on the city's website within 180 days of the incident.
And better concrete could help save car owners from costly repairs. At Northwestern University, one engineer is developing just that. The concrete is a secret recipe that's combined with a compound called graphene. Now, Anga Teresa Acono says this mixture tightens up the pores of the concrete, creating a more water and fracture resistant material.
Right now it's been 30% stronger than the average cement or the classical cement that we've been using.
Acono says the benefits don't end at saving people money on car repairs. She says it's just better for the environment. The process to make the cement used in concrete products produces, carbon dioxide, which accounts for 8% of all greenhouse gas emissions worldwide.
New tonight, the U.S. House has approved a bill capping the cost of life-saving insulin at $35 a month. Experts say it costs less than $10 per vial to manufacture, yet patients pay anywhere from $330 to $1,000 per month. According to the CDC, some 37 million Americans, that's 11% of our population, has diabetes. And with bipartisan support, which there is some here, it could be taken up in the Senate in just the next few weeks.
And the message is clear: no drug is safe. Tonight, we have learned of yet another young Coloradan who died of a suspected fentanyl overdose. The Douglas County School District says the victim, a 17-year-old boy, died inside a home in Highlands Ranch Tuesday morning, and his death, the third to make headlines today. Jeffco Schools sent a letter to families this week about the death of Kimberly Jimenez Figueroa, a student at Alameda High School. She died after taking drugs laced with fentanyl, and her family is hoping sharing her story will save others. Also today, Adams County announced charges against 31-year-old Alonzo Montoya and 30-year-old Nicole Casillas. Their 1-year-old, a daughter, died after ingesting fentanyl. This was back in January.
It's now been 3 months since the Marshall Fire tore through Boulder County, destroying more than 1,000 homes. Well, 3 months later, still no word on the cause. But tonight, Xcel Energy is facing a lawsuit claiming the utility is responsible for the fire. Now, the lawsuit's filed by an unnamed couple in a Boulder-based company. It alleges that Xcel power lines and equipment were a factor in the fire's origin and its spread. We talked to the lawyer who filed the lawsuit. He says he plans to prove Xcel was negligent.
The main detail is we've uncovered witnesses who actually witnessed the origin of the fire, and those witnesses have not only pinpointed the fire, but they've pinpointed the location underneath power poles that were maintained by Xcel Energy, that are the property of Xcel Energy.
Xcel insists its equipment in the area was properly maintained and inspected, and says the company has seen no evidence it ignited that fire. The Boulder County Sheriff says, though, it still could be several more months before we know for sure what caused the Marshall Fire. Investigators are working with experts from all over the country to analyze evidence, including follow-ups on nearly 200 tips from the community and interviewing victims and witnesses. And once all this is complete, evidence will be shared with the DA's office to determine if charges are warranted.
Two astronauts who both call Colorado home are getting ready for a historic mission to space. Next month, Jessica Watkins, who grew up in Boulder County, will become the first black woman to live and work on the International Space Station. And joining Watkins will be Kjell Lindgren, a graduate of the Air Force Academy, CU and CSU. And Lindgren will serve as commander of the space flight. And today we spoke with both Lindgren and Watkins about what they are most excited about.
But I think that the most exciting for me, especially as a geologist, is getting to look out the window, getting to see Earth from the unique vantage point that ISS provides.
Looking down at the Earth, and we'll see something like that is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, but I have no idea how that happened. And so we have like a geologist on call that we're just going to grab her every time we're looking at something cool on the ground. Like, Waddy, tell us about that. What's going on here? So we're really excited.
Oh my gosh, I bet they are. And Watkins and Lindgren will blast off April 20th from Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
Reunited.
Sometimes you have hope, sometimes you think, I'll never see them again.
A Colorado native and his wife in Ukraine once again embracing their loved ones.
There's a cold front coming tonight. Which areas are going to see some snow?
A bathroom transformed into a galaxy far, far away.
Now he's like wanting to take a bath every night.
How one group is making a young Star Wars fan's dreams come true.